11 weeks have gone by. This is it. The big finale of the L2S F1 League Season 2. Welcome to the 11th and last race already of Season 2. Time flies. How incredible it is sometimes. And we are here for our last event at the Autodromo José Carlos Pache in Interlagos, Brazil. A track that had so many crazy last races, season finales. And in the L2S F1 League Tier 1, the championship is already decided. Chris Tam is already crowned. And second is already crowned. Actually, too, that's the champion Chris Tam behind, in front of P2 Golden Pickle. He is inactive tonight, as far as I know. Golden Pickle should not be here. In third, we then see Mark Ainley, who sadly has just announced that he will not return for Season 3. That's very sad. And he's already safe in his third spot too, but then afterwards there are some battles going on. We see the battle for fourth between Official and the Slayer. Let's have a look. I hope everyone has checked in of the important names for tonight. There is Official, hello, and Slayer should be there too. One of our admins. Would be a shame if Slayer would miss out the race of his own league. Don't see his name yet. I hope that he will join us. Or am I just blind? Anyway, I am pretty sure that Slayer will join in. Funny thing or ironic thing, Slayer versus Official was the championship battle last year. And now they are only battling for fourth position in the end. Then we will see a vivid battle for 12th position. There is Jimmy O sitting in 12th, Aces versus Kings, level to him with 28 points, both of them. 1 point behind is the Serious Mushroom, and another point behind is Chappie. So 28, 27, 26 points. This is a big battle going on. Let's have a look about these names, if they are in here tonight. They have checked in, all of them at least, in the sign in. So this is Jimmy O, then Chappie is there. Then we need Serious Mushroom. He is not there. But Aces versus Kings is there. Hello to you. So we still lack the Mushroom. I thought he had checked in for tonight already. Maybe he will join a little bit later. We will find out. And then the biggest question, the relegation. Who will be downranked back into Tier 2? This could be a very intense battle. We see in P17 sitting one of our admins, Dean Cunha, with 16 points. He is on the safe side of the line. And just behind him, Bellox with 9 points. So 7 points behind Cunha. In 19th, Ryan Van Doom. And in 20th, Pointless Morshatit. I think Ryan Van Doom is... there he is. I thought Ryan would have said that he cannot make it, but there he is. Bellox is there too, and I think Morshatit is in likewise. Yes, there he is. So from the relegation drivers, everyone is there. I repeat it real quick. Dean Cunha 16 points on the safe side, and then all of them behind him would be downgraded. That is Bellox, who is behind by 7 points, Ryan Van Doom minus 11 points, and Morshatit minus 16 points. For Morshatit, it's gonna be really hard. Morshatit would need to win the race actually, or be second. Second would be possible too, and no one of the other ahead may not score points. So that is hard but possible. Just highly theoretically, but the chance is there. And then the bigger battle will be Bellox and Ryan Van Doom against Dean Cunha. Dean Cunha, our admin, will do anything to stay in the Tier 1, of course. Would be a shame if the admin would drop out. We would actually need a new host then, because Dean Cunha is always hosting the sessions. So yes, this will be an interesting topic and battle to watch. So, we are still waiting. We are 5 minutes behind the time. We are still waiting for... I don't know what to happen. I have a look in the background chat if I can see anything important going on. Laurentiu, the Romanian driver, is already telling that we are a little bit late. Okay. The thing is, there's something surrounding our telemetry tool. We are using the telemetry for a few weeks now, and it's really cool. With all the background information we can get out of it. And there has been some trouble to sort out. For the moment, a short look what we will race tonight. We will have a 18 minutes qualifying followed by a 50% race distance. VSC, safety car, full flags and rules, of course, all that is installed and on. Then strict corner cutting, that is a bit of a topic, not the biggest, but a little bit. Dynamic weather, that is always something to watch out in Brazil. We had the Tier 2 race just 2 hours ago. I was in there as broadcaster too, as the infamous was unable to broadcast it tonight due to religious topics. And it was a very intense race, absolutely intense. And I can already say by now that we have 3 very, very good people, 3 very, very good drivers who will be upgraded then into Tier 1 as soon as Season 3 will kick off. And we did not have rain, so the weather was fine and warm. But actually I have seen very, very often at least a little bit of a drizzle or anything in Brazil. Race start must be manual, of course. Here's the short look at the assists. So anti-lock brakes can be on. Manual gearbox, manual pit stops, and there it is. This is a racetrack, just a short glimpse at it. 15 turns, 4.3 kilometers of length, and the lap record 1:10.5 was blasted by our pole setter once more, Rayad Sudin, of course, by about 3.5 seconds in Tier 2. And off we go to Interlagos, Brazil. Interlagos, that means something like between the lakes in Portuguese. So it looked a bit long until the session now finally, hopefully, starts. Yes, here we go. It is overcast, approximately just the same weather data as in Tier 2 a bit earlier. Overcast, actually just 1 degree Celsius cooler than in Tier 1, in Tier 2. Okay, so the first driver has left the pit lane. Let's see who it was. Official it was. Oh, with a new car livery. He was racing in a camouflage livery. I always called him to be the fastest tank on this planet. No, it's not a tank anymore. I don't know if this is maybe already his livery for Season 3 then. So, a little tradition of mine. I always like to ride with the first driver who went out on track. Yeah, I already have my calculator with me, so we had a few ups and downs and whens and ifs and all that during the race of Tier 2. But I expect this to be a lot more intensely than later after the qualifying here for Tier 1. So let's ride onward on the shoulder of Mr. Official, the still reigning champion. He will hand over the crown to Chris Tum in approximately 1.5 hours. So this is the Senna S that was already named after Ayrton Senna even before he died. So still when he was actively racing through the Senna S, he was racing through his name, so to say. And here we are already in turn 4 and 5. Sector 1 is already over. Sector 1 is actually just straight ahead with the Senna S in between. A long right-hander and then a repetitive turn combination, right and long left, followed by a similar right and long left combination. Here's the long left. This is the end of Sector 2. And this is already more or less the last turn. The rest is just a long left-hander bow. DRS zone upcoming. And the first hot lap posted from Official is a 107.3. Not bad, but our pole king of Tier 2, Riyad Zudin, was already a second faster than him. Landebot in second. Let's see who's the next time incoming. Let's have a look what Chris Tum is doing. He just started his first hot lap. Let's stay with him for a moment. Chris Tum is the pole king of Tier 1. He was pole king of Tier 2 in the last season. And Chris Tum already started with a purple first sector, 16.5. Just a little bit, but it was faster than the pole setting time from Official. Slayer in second, meanwhile. Yeah, Chris Tum was pole king in Tier 2 and just did not stop when he got promoted to Tier 1. I am very, very interested and excited about this upcoming battle between Chris Tum and Riyad Zudin then in Season 3. And Chris Tum's second intermission is purple too. So there is a big time incoming from our pole king. Chris Tum into the pole. Yes, it is. 106.9. Beating the Official lap by 3. Almost 4 tenths. Slayer half a second behind. John Bunter posted a time 6 tenths now behind Chris Tum. First runner on mediums is Ryan Van Doom. Chappie in 6. Chappie, who is in a battle for overall P12, but there is a theoretical chance that Chappie might be relegated because he is ahead of 17 points from Bellox. If Chappie would drop out, Bellox gets second. Ooh, that would be really evil then. That would be really, really harsh. That would mean that Chappie and Dean Cunha would be relegated then. Ooh. I don't want to put pressure on anyone, but I'm just saying chances are slim, but they are there. Mark Ainley, who is already running on the second lap on this set of tire. Let's see if he will finish the lap or... no, he doesn't. He looks slow. He has lifted. This is the one I mentioned earlier, who sadly will leave us after this race. That is very sad. Very, very sympathetic guy, and he will be missed. He will be missed. He was building up his pace. He was really improving over the weeks and months, and that gave him P3 now in the overall standings. And yeah, sadly we will have to wave goodbye to him in an hour or 1.5. For the moment, he is the ace. Aces versus kings in his Ferrari-like red livery in the intermediate sector. Let's have a look at the intermission times. His first lap, his first sector was okay. Second intermission, 35.9. Wow, there is 2 seconds behind Chris Tam only in the intermediate sector. So there had to be some kind of problem. Yep, and in the end he is 2.7 seconds behind our pole king. Only in front of Laurencio and Moshetit, because those each lap times are not competitive. Let's have a look what Bellox is doing. One of the drivers at risk of staying in Tier 1. And Bellox, wow, jumps up into P5. Good lap for him. Good lap for him. A 107.7. So who is on a hot lap? Maybe Infamous. Infamous, there he is. He tries his first hot lap on mediums. That would give him a bit more flexibility, a bit more options about the tire strategy than in the race. There was someone running really wide to go out of his way. End of sector 2. His time 34.8, 8/10 slower than the Chris Tam time. That is rather okay, considered that he's running on mediums. But the lap time will not be competitive. P13 for him. He will not be satisfied with that and will be forced to run another hot lap on softs then. So official just posted a hot lap but did not get him any forwards. Still sitting in second. Nope, sitting in third. This guy is now in second. John Bunter. Nice work from him. who's sitting in the no man's land in overall standings. Had a rather good season, but is not involved in any bigger clashes, bigger fights for positions right now. And then, next one to watch, maybe the Slayer. New livery for him too. He has improved his Sector 1 time by 600s. But in Sector 1 there's actually really not much to win. You can just lose a lap there, not win anything. This is the sector that really separates the times. The intermediate sector. So, and at the end of Sector 2, Slayer has found 3/10. Improvement of 3/10 would not give him the pole, but get him somewhere close to his main rival, Official. And in the end, he is ahead of Official. 15 thousandths. He is faster, but he is up and into P2, 1/10 away of Chris Tam. Yeah, the Slayer was Official. It was very close last year too. Not as close as it is today. Official was crowned one race earlier too, when I remember right, if I remember right. But the big battle to that time was not for P4. The battle was for the championship and not for 4th position. So let's see if Slayer can beat Official at least this year. Six minutes left. Who is on a hot lap? Maybe that's Jimmy O. He has just started the lap. Already found 3/10. 16.5. Almost as fast as Chris Tam was in the first sector. First sector, by the way, the purple time of Sector 1 belongs to Official. Just half a tenth faster than Chris Tam. And Jimmy O is building on his improvement, 4.3/10 he found. And that would give him something like around Mark Ainley or Chappie, P6, 7 maybe? Yes, P6. Up and into the third starting row for the pink driver. Jimmy O, who is in the battle for 12th. And if things get really mad, he could be one of them who might theoretically be threatened of relegation too. Highly unlikely, but very slimly possible. So, next one on a hot lap. Let's have a look. What is... Where is he? Ryan Van Doom. He jumped already over my cursor right when I was looking for him. Bellox is just starting his next hot lap. Let's see what is Landabot doing. Most colorful car in the whole field. Improving by half a second. That would push him up into somewhere P9, P10. Meanwhile, Infamous has pushed into P6. Landabot 11th. And so that means the only one on a hot lap now is Ballox. Let's stay with him for a moment, but he did not find time in Sector 1. Ballox is one of them who is threatened of Tier 2. But he found 2/10 in the intermediate sector. How far can he push ahead? 2/10 wouldn't give him a lot of positions. He is in the end... Wow, P6! he found more than just 2 tenths, 3.5 tenths of improvement. And therefore into P6, third starting row. That would give him maybe a bit of cushion for the relegation. Dean Cunha versus Bellox. That's the main battle we have to watch about the relegation. Dean Cunha leads over Bellox with 7 points, and right now Cunha is only in 11th. So there's actually no one on a hot lap right now with 2 minutes remaining. A lot of drivers have gone out on outlaps or will do that very soon. So the last moment where our qualifying takes a little bit of a breather. Bellox, by the way, is finished. He will not make it out on track early enough to have another hot lap. Bellox has gone through, so he thinks he can still improve his time. No, he cannot. He is already invalidated to lap time, and he does not have enough of gasoline. I had a look into the telemetry tool. He would run out of fuel if he wants to run in max engine mode. But okay, let's focus on the things that are important. Let's have a look where our drivers are. Battle for the pole position. Slayer in sector 1 behind. There someone ran wide there. For the moment, let's have a look what Chris Tam is doing. He's coming towards the end of sector 2. Chris Tam posted a purple sector 1 before. Purple sector 1 for Tam. What will sector 2 bring for him? Another 2.25 of 10th improvement. And Slayer did not find time yet. No, Slayer, no improvement for him. Official, just barely improving his time. And John Bunter, no improvements for him. No, he lost a lot of time already at the beginning of the lap, early in sector 1. That tells me the telemetry tool. With one eye, I watch the Cunha and Bellox situation. For the moment, let's have a look. Chris Tam is finished. He pushed the limits a bit further. 2/10 of his improvement in the end. And Official will end his final hot lap right now. Official now owns the purple first sector, and in the end, Official is second within a 10th. But slightly behind Tam. What is John Bunter doing? Nothing. Castro France is still running. Coming towards the end of sector 2 here. And he invalidated the lap time. It was not bad. But in the end it is deleted. Infamous still running. No, he is not. Lap time invalid. Jimmy O, maybe Jimmy O. No, he is on an in-lap. Ryan Van Doom finished too. Mark Ainley on his final race is finished. Dean Cunha is still running. Is Dean Cunha still running? He feels a little bit slow. And he is into the pits. Aces versus Kings is finished too. So this is it. This is it for our qualifying. Incredible. Chris Tam did it again. 106.6 the pole time. But I can tell you once more, just like so often in this season, the Tier 2 pole setter, Rayad Sudin, was faster than the Tier 1 pole setter. And yeah, we have seen it very often that Sudin was 2 or 3 tenths faster than Tam. And yeah, just another reason why I repeat myself when saying I am very interested how this thing will turn out then in the next season. But for the moment, congratulations to our pole king. He did it again. Our already set champion for season 2. So this is the starting grid. Chris Tam will start from the pole, leading Official in second. Third, Slayer. Official and Slayer are always close to each other. Then in fourth, John Bunter. Fifth goes to Castro-France. Sixth, Chappie. Good result. 7, Belloc, starting a lot further ahead than his rival Cunha. In 8, Infamous. P9, Jimmy O. P10, Ryan Van Doom. P11, Mark Ainley. 12 goes to Cunha. 13, Landabot. 14, Aces versus Kings. 15, Moshatit. And 16, no competitive time set for Laurenture. So that means for our relegation fights, Cunha not in the best position, but he has 7 points of cushion. Ballox for his 7th position would get 6 points. So if the race was over now, Cunha would stay in Tier 1 with just 1 point. And Ryan Van Doom and Moshatit would be relegated down to Tier 2. No chance for them how things look like right now. But right now was only the qualifying. The big result will come at the end of this race. The final 45 or 50 minutes of Season 2 are set. So, boys and girls, this is it. The final race is on. Let's have a look about the tires that are used. Top 10 have to start on the tire they qualified on. And the top 11 start on soft. Steen Cunha, who is so much under pressure, starts on hards. Likewise to Laurenture. I am not sure if that is a good idea. Me personally, I don't like to start on hards because you lose so much time on grip right on the start, and even more important, you cannot have wing damage because if you have to have an early pit stop, this one and only set of hard tire you have for the whole race is wasted. But okay, I cross my fingers that everything will go better for all of our drivers in here. We have seen a handful, actually, yeah, only 2 drivers who start on mediums. That's Aces versus Kings and Moshtit. So as we turn towards the end of our parade lap, let's say that I was very, very delighted of broadcasting the complete 2nd season of L2S. It was a pleasurous season, great racing, one of the most competitive league I've ever seen. And thanks for having me with you, boys, and I am very happy to go with you in Season 3 then in 2 weeks. So our starting grid is forming up. Everyone is searching his own starting box. I already get out my calculator. The last race of Season 2 in Brazil, 5 red lights. And off we go for the last time Good start for Chris Tam. Official does not attack. Official is ghosted right now. A lot of ghosts, I think. The tire strategy presented right now. Bad timing, but okay. We take it. The field is through the center S and everything went rather smoothly. No big issues. I have not seen debris flying off. I have a look into the telemetry tool and see if anyone got damaged, but it does not look like. Minor damage for Jimmy O, not a big thing though. And yeah, everything went rather smoothly. Jimmy O, the only one, the big loser, with -7 from the start. Yeah, another display of quality racing for L2S, that everything works smoothly here in this league. No big issues, no big crashes, no Spa 1998. And the table is confused like always. That will correct itself as soon as we are on the next lap. Then, for the moment, we see Infamous attacking Chappie. No DRS yet. And ahead we've seen a duel between John Bunter and Slayer. Infamous is through. Infamous didn't even need DRS. And there we see the pink car called Miss Piggy. Let's see how Bunter will name his car then in the next year. Bunter following Slayer. What happened to Official? Official is the big loser of the start, being down to 15th. Now he's last. I saw Official ghosted at the start. I hoped that this wouldn't be a major issue. Let's jump to him for a moment. But he is not ghosted. No, he's racing. This is Mr. Official. Just had himself some really big issue. So we are in lap 3 now officially, and the DRS has been activated, and this will be a problem for Slayer very soon. John Bunter, taking the center S very uniquely, in a unique way that will have given him a warning. He should be, yes, DRS is opened up, his rear wing is split. Official lacked a front wing. Official had some minor issues. And I saw that in the telemetry tool, and there is a big group right behind John Bunter here. Have a look. Everyone is in each other's DRS window. Everyone is following Slayer's DRS window. This is John Bunter, Infamous, Champy, Mark Ainley, Cast of France, Bellox, Ryan Van Doom, Landobot, and Aces vs Kings. All of them are indirectly in the podium DRS window of John Bunter. Just when I said it, Aces vs Kings now dropped out, as he cannot hold the pace on his mediums compared to the soft runners ahead. And there was no overtake, just a short swap of positions. Slayer back in second. Behind in this big group there is some ups and downs, some arrows up and down. No attack here. And behind, no attack behind likewise. Does not look like. So we are now in lap 4, soon to be 5. The track temperature is 30 degrees. That is okay for Brazil. Attack from Ainley against Chappie. DRS backed up and he got it. Was late on the brake on the inside line. Chappie was a bit forced outside, but it was okay. And now this is maybe the counter attack from Chappie. Ooh, and that pushes Chappie into the duel against Castle France, and Castle France gets him. Castle France up in P6. So let's have a first look about our position fights. So the fight for fourth is intensely decided in Slayer's favor right now. Slayer in second. Official would not score points, so that would give Slayer overall fourth in the end. Then the battle for 12th. We see Jimmy O does not score points. Aces versus Kings does not either. Serious Mushroom is not there. Chappie would score points, so that would Chappie give the king of the battle for 12th. And in the relegation fight, Dean Cunha does not score points, but he is lucky because Bellox would be given 4 points, and this is not enough. Dean Cunha would stay in Tier 1 by only 3 points in the end. But his time will come. His time will come. Cunha is racing on hards. He will try to conserve the tire long enough to then finish the race on maybe softs or so. So he will be the fastest in the end. And for the moment, he just needs to stay alive. Oh, and there was some malfunction. Serious Mushroom just posted in the chat box that he was lacking an invite. I thought I had seen his name in the check-ins, and I was surprised that he is not there. And so this can only be a mistake. This can only be a malfunction from our host Dean Cunha. I hope you, Mushroom, are not annoyed or angry about it. So there's a fighting group here for second. Slayer leading the way ahead of John Bunter and Infamous. Infamous, who is one of our T2 broadcasters. He was unable to make it today due to religious topics, Ramadan phase right now. So I gladly helped out. It was a nice race to broadcast, to sum up. And Infamous is watching Slayer and Bunter battling. And I'm pretty sure Infamous will smile and hope and wait for his chance to jump over them. So, little sum up of our telemetry situation at the moment. John Bunter is in the worst tire degradation situation of all those drivers who are still on their starting set. 42% his tire deck, that is the highest of the whole field. And let's have a look what he's doing here. He looks so close. He is close to Slayer. He tries to force his way on the inside, but that just did not work. He wanted to go through on the inside, but there was just no opening for him. And he was lucky that he didn't pick up a front wing damage. Oh, Slayer is trying to make his car as wide as he can. This reminds me of the fastest tank in the world again, how he's driving right now. And behind, Infamous is not far away too, so the slightest mistake of Bunter and that will cause Infamous to slip through too. And this will be what Slayer is hoping for. Right now, Infamous looks closer to Bunter. Bunter ahead to Slayer. Let's see who will have the better acceleration here. No one looks close enough to try for an attack. First penalties, by the way, are given to Castle France and Lando Bot. And again, no chance for anyone to attack. Landobot past Ryan Van Doom for 9th. Cunha is now even down to 14th. Ryan Van Doom and Landobot swapping around. Oh, they go wheel to wheel here. But this should be in favor of Ryan Van Doom. Yes, it is. In Tier 2 we saw the first pit stops around about this time, so there should not be too much of life left in the softs. I have a look into the telemetry tool. Worst situation is for John Bunter with 52% of degradation. Landobot does not dare to attack. But he's so close. Now it should work. Now it should work. Landobot on the inside. Better lane for him. He pushes ahead and Ryan Van Doom tries to cut back inside. Maybe better acceleration for him. But the next turn is in favor of Landobot. Now he should have it. Yes. Landobot in 9th again. Let's see how long this will take. How long this will be though. Dean Cunha still in 14th. But everything would still be fine. Bellox is 8th. Bellox can even be 7th. Bellox may not be 6th. Uh-oh, Slayer has some trouble. Slayer left the lobby. I hope he can return in time. And already lost the position. Slayer likewise to Landobot maybe now. Wheel to wheel into the Senna S. And this was the counter. Ryan Van Doom back in 9th. But Landobot looks very, very close. Landobot looks like he would just return the favor. Haha, great battle between those boys. And right behind is Laurenture closing up. So as much as these two boys are fighting, Laurenture smiles and will make it a three-way battle soon. Slayer is back in... Oh, Slayer is back in his car and he dropped from 2nd down to 7th. That shows how close this is. Oh, Slayer now in 8th, giving Bellox P7. Bellox in 7th. That would give him 6 points. Bellox is 1 point away of staying in Tier 1 and sending our host down into Tier 2. And the next battle here, now this time Ryan Van Doom has had the RS2 because Slayer is right ahead. Slayer is driven again by himself. He will be angry. He was in such a good position. He was in P2. He was on a more or less safe podium spot. And now he is in 8th and we see a raindrop. Have a look, there is a raindrop on the camera of the Van Doom TV pod. Ooh, 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 that will change things a lot. And I can tell you a few drivers will be furious now, because they have a quite high tire degradation. Like John Bunter, 65% of tire deg. Like Chris Tam, 62. Like Infamous, 58. Castofran, 62. Chappie, 62. So, as we know the game, it will take 3 or 4 more laps until you really need to switch over to Inters. But those soft runners from the start don't have 3 or 4 more laps, because the tires will fall off then. And here's the battle, Ryan Van Doom and Laurent You're got him. His heart's still running from the start. The hards of Laurent You're now faster than the softs of Ryan Van Doom, and I can tell you why. Because Laurent You're has 36 or maybe 40% of tire deck, while Ryan Van Doom is very close to 60%. Ui, ui, ui. So the soft runners will hope and pray that if it has to rain, it will come very fast. Meanwhile, the medium and hard runners will pray that it will take long, and those soft runners are forced for a premature pit stop, or maybe even another stop for softs, what would totally kill the race then, of course. So the big question now is all about the soft runner tire degradation. I have always one eye in our telemetry tool. John Bunter now has hit the 70 mark. So beside the fact that he just cannot be competitively fast anymore on this degradation, it is maybe just one more lap or so until he must be aware of some puncture, and Chris Tam is the first one to pit. What does he do? Soft to soft. Ui. Soft to soft. Next pit stops. Bunter. Soft to Inters. Soft to Inters. And Infamous is running hard. Infamous running hard. So, this will be interesting now. This will be a chaotic race, maybe. For the moment, it is only John Bunter who is on Inters, so his stop was either totally right or totally wrong. Chris Tam, Infamous on each slick tire. Interesting thing is that Chris Tam opted for from softs to softs, so he will have to stop again. Max pit stops by Mark Ainley and Chappie. Mark Ainley, red to red, and Chappie hard. So still, John Bunter is the only one running Inters. For the moment, now Dean Cunha is in 10th, would get 1 point, but Bellox, his rival, is in 4th. Of course, both still need a pit stop, and it's a bit up and down and not correct, as some have stopped, some have not. But right now, Bellox would stay in by big time, would cash in big points against Cunha. Still no one has opted for Inters. John Bunter's Inters are already degraded by 15% after just one lap. That tells us that they are heating. Ooh, wheel to wheel battle and a crash! Whoa, big crash! Havoc! Chaos here in Sector 3, my goodness! Goodness me! Mark Ainley and who was it? John Bunter? No, Cunha! Dean Cunha, that was Dean Cunha, my goodness! Safety car, we have a safety car! Oh, these decisions now will be really big. This will be monstrously. Cunha and Ainley needs a new nose. Cunha probably too. Dean Cunha on Inters. Dean Cunha has stopped for Inters. Official did so too. So John Bunter is not the only one running Inters anymore. Mark Ainley on mediums. Ui, ui, ui. I repeat myself what I just said. This pit stop from Dean Cunha was either big time right or big time wrong. So next pit stops will be incoming from everyone who get close to the pit entry. Chris Tam on fresh softs. He stays out. Slayer will come in. What does Slayer pit for? Oh, how great is this, boys? How great is this? A totally open and unpredictable last race and so much at stake, at least for some of our drivers. Slayer mediums. Benox mediums. Ryan Van Doom mediums. Ace vs King's Hearts. Slanderbot mediums. Oh my goodness, it's really just... It's only 3 drivers. Only 3 drivers who run on Inters. Our telemetry tool still says overcast weather, track temperature 29 degrees, so totally too warm for Inters. So we will have 2 laps of safety car, and I can tell you, official Cunha and Bunter will now pray and put up some rain dance behind their wheel in hopes, in intense and severe hopes that it will rain very soon. Let's ride on board with who are we, Landerbot. We do not see spray yet. We see a few, just a few little drops on his TV cam. The next question is, even if it would start raining soon, do the Inter drivers now destroy their tires as they are heating, as they are just in the wrong condition? Laurentio in the pits now. Laurentio stops for softs. Wow, 17 laps still to go. I don't think that Laurentio will be able to make his tires last until the end. But it's an even bigger statement that he stops for softs. And have a look, official in and Cunha in. Do they switch back to slick tire? Yes, official on softs. And Dean Cunha on mediums. Pooh. Oi, oi, oi. How big is that? Dean Cunha can finish the race on his set of mediums. Official, I doubt that he can on softs. John Bunter now still and again the only one running on Inters. And Laurentio will have to stop again. Chris Tam will have to stop again, the leader. That will make him lose the victory. That will make him lose the win. Because the field is very close. He needs to stop again in maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 laps. Whoa, what's going on there? I was scared there was someone... Infamous lost it! Infamous is down to 10th only anymore. Yeah, what was I saying? Slayer now in the pits. Yeah, what is going on? What a crazy race! I mentioned it in the early get-go. Brazil had so chaotic, confusing races, especially when it was the final of the season. New wing, new front wing for Slayer. This reminds me so much of the chaos drama of 2008, where Felipe Massa was world champion for like 10 seconds. Or very similar the race in 2012, Alonso versus Vettel. So now Slayer is in last position. Banta has now finally switched back to mediums. The wet weather is a little bit increasing, but the telemetry tool still does not say that it's rainy. It's still 29 degrees of track temperature. And Dean Cunha in 13th will not score points, and have a look where Bellox is. My goodness. Bellox sitting in 4th. Bellox might even be battling for the podium. That would push tier 2 very close now to Dean Cunha. But for the moment, the restart. Chris Tam pacing the field. Big gap already to Castelfrance. Castelfrance should pick up a bit of gap there. Chris Tam maybe had a chance to pull away, as Castelfrance was so much behind. Now he did. Now he did. Back to green. Restart is happening here. Chris Tam still in the lead, but I repeat myself, I think he did a mistake to stop for softs again. Except if the rain will continue, of course. He already pulled away from Castelfrance, and then there's Chappie in 3rd. That would, of course, decide the battle for 12th in favor for Chappie if he would be able to step onto the podium here. Chappie in 3rd, and then behind him Bellox in 4th. But these situations are very tricky right now. Slippery conditions. There's a battle going on. Aces versus Kings against Lando Bot. Mistakes are easily being done now, so nothing decided yet, even though the drama couldn't be bigger for our host and admin Dean Cunha, who gets closer to the points. Infamous is behind, Jimmy O behind him now too. Cunha up into P11. And Infamous is fighting against his body. The two admins battling it out, and right now one admin is heavily hurting the other. Dean Cunha searching for a way through. Dean Cunha in his all black livery. Is this maybe his funeral livery for Tier 1? And Infamous stays ahead. Cunha right now seems a bit more under pressure from Banta from behind than able to attack ahead of Infamous. And in the lead, Chris Tam is pulling away, but he has to. He needs to make his softs work. Already 4.3 seconds the gap to Castelfrance, while it keeps drizzling. Drizzle, drizzle, but no rain. No real rain. Track temperature 29 degrees still, and Slayer in last position. Yeah, he comes back to the pits. Just saw that he has intense front wing damage. So Slayer's race is ruined now, and now it has, yeah, it has swung back to official. So earlier in the race I said finally Slayer has a chance to beat Slayer, and no, sorry, the other way around. Slayer has a chance to beat official, and now it looks like official is the one who has the upper hand of Slayer again, just like last year, but not for the championship, this time only for P4. So there is a big train, to quote Infamous. There's not just a train, it's a bubble of drivers. Three guys, wheel to wheel. And what's going on here? Dean Cunha will be happy about it, because that battle could hold all of them up and make him able to crawl up to them. Maybe. Oh, and someone lost it. Who was it? It is Bellox! My goodness me! Bellox has lost it! Bellox from P4 to P14. Cunha is ahead of him. And that is it. That's it for his hopes to stay in Tier 1. Oh, is that harsh? That even hurts me. And simultaneously Cunha into P10 for a final point. That is really hard. And Laurentio now lost it. Lawnmower through the grass, and now he's spun, making him lose even more time. He receives a 10 seconds penalty because he cut the corner. Okay, I would rather say that he's digging himself out of the grass. But his race is actually finished now. Yes, he left. That is against the L2S rules, because he should actually retire in the pits. He didn't throw it away yet. Did he leave due to internet troubles? I'm not sure. Anyway, Laurentio is now in last position. Dean Cunha is 9th. Dean Cunha would make 2 points. But the battle, his evening for Cunha, isn't quite over yet, because there is still Ryan Van Doom. Ryan Van Doom must make up 12 points, but now as I say it is already actually over. Ryan Van Doom would have to make up 12 points, but Ryan Van Doom is now only in 7th anymore, and Dean Cunha is right behind Van Doom now. So after it looked very bad for Cunha for almost the whole race, now in the last third of this race it seems okay, but it just seems so. He still needs to bring it home, but if he stays just where he is, everything is fine, and we will stay with our host. And when I said it, Cunha is out. Cunha lost his car. Can this really be happening? Cunha has thrown his car away on the acceleration here, the intermediate sector. We were right on board with him, and all he can do now is watch. Here we have a safety car. Dean Cunha caused the safety car phase number 2 of today. Slayer needs to almost stop to stay within the delta times. Everyone, yeah, Chris Tam needs a drive-through penalty. He's speeded. My goodness, his race is actually over. He was on the wrong strategy anyway, and now he completely threw it away. He needs another stop plus a drive-through penalty, and after safety car the field will be very close, so he is in last position then actually. Yeah, Royal Harvey just commented in the chat box. This is actually true what you say. Second time that I ride on board with someone who is really at stake, and the second time that this very driver threw something away. First we saw Bellox, then it was Dean Cunha. Commentate the curse, yeah. So maybe, I don't know. I was just chatting with Chappie before the race, and we both said that we enjoy it very much that I am here. But maybe the admins will search for another one then if I am such a curse bringer. Yeah, anyway. Dean Cunha is out. Dean Cunha will not score a point. And as things stand, have a look. Bellox is in 6. Bellox is 6. Bellox was in 4th, then dropped down to 14. Now he is in P6. Bellox can go through on this set of mediums. Chris Tam ahead of him has a drive-through penalty, so Bellox will be even up to P5. P6 would already be enough. He needs to make up 7 points. P6 gives you 8 points, so that would be enough for Bellox to stay in Tier 1. How evil can this be for Dean Cunha? I don't know if he is still in the lobby, or if he is watching the stream here, or if he just, I don't know, switched everything off and just doesn't want to watch it anymore. I don't know. But right now it looks very good for Bellox. And Infamous, Ryan Van Doom, John Panther, Jimmy, all of them are behind Bellox, and all of them drive on fresh softs. So even though Bellox will be ranked up into 5th as soon as Chris Tam took his drive-through, Bellox will still be under pressure by the drivers behind. And Cunha, in case he watches us, Cunha will pray so much to his racing lads, to his partly even real life friends, that they will overtake Bellox and push Bellox down to at least down to P7. For P7 he would be given 6 points, and Cunha would just stay in Tier 1 then. And by the way, the race is almost over. We only have 6.5 laps left. Let's have a short look about the penalty situation, as we still have a moment here. We see Castro France leading, but with the +6 penalties, so that means that actually Official will be the race winner then. Maybe. We have another drive-through that's handed to Aces versus Kings. And yes, Callum Williams just posted it in the chat box. I saw that too. Bellox does not have a penalty second. That means even if Infamous, Bunter, Van Doom, Chimio, even if they can overtake him, Bellox would still stay ahead. If he can stay close enough inside the penalty window, of course. There's some ups and downs. What's happening now? We see... Mark Ainlay. Mark Ainlay in the pits. Mark Ainlay going for Inters. That would be the really insane final switch of situations now in the end. If we should have a real rain now in the last 5 laps. So yes, there is the notification. Safety car will be in this lap. And Infamous gets another plus 5 seconds. That works in favor of Bellox again. Bellox now up to 4th. Bellox will be on the podium as soon as Tom took his drive-through penalty. So now the field accelerates again. There is Chris Tom heading for the pits. Maybe for drive-through or for fresh inters. Infamous, another penalty, my goodness. And there's the battle for the lead. Official versus Casto France. Official on old softs. Let's see if he can make them conservate until the end of the race. I have a look into the telemetry tool. Those softs are not really much used up. I'm sorry, didn't find the right word. Only 41%. He should make it for the last 4 laps. And Bellox is now on the podium. Bellox really made it onto the podium. And now, just when I said it, he has been removed. John Bunter now on the podium. I would like to keep the tire situation on the table right now because of all the inters. We will have a look at the podium, at the penalties, of course. And now official is finally over and through Casto France. And Morshatit is out. We see a virtual safety car. Let's jump there really quick. There is a car on the right hand side where Alonso crashed in 2003 or so. Pit stop for Chris Tom. No, drive-through penalty for Chris Tom. Then he will really be last. I wouldn't even be last. Chappie is so far away. What's going on? Chris Tom switching back to softs. What is going on? What in all hell is going on? Infamous drive-through penalty. Hey. Penalty situation. Where is Infamous? Where is he? Yeah, he's already down in 14th. And now we'll take his drive-through. 18 seconds of penalty for Infamous. Wow. And he has stepped out of his car. That's enough for tonight for him. I can understand. Bellox, meanwhile, has picked up 5 seconds of penalty. That will switch the situation all over again. Because he will be ranked back behind Jimmy O then. Then it's Bellox only 6 anymore. This is really like 2012. Vettel versus Alonso. 1 lap this one, 1 lap the other in favor. Just that it's not about the championship. There is the slow car of Infamous. They almost crashed into him. And now Mark Ainlay on the Inters is in second position, but is it really raining? Yeah, it's still drizzling. The drivers have to be very cautiously, but it's still not a real rain. Oh, we see official who has a lot of wheel spin, so maybe maybe now it's time for Inters. Very late, 3 laps before the end of the race. It's maybe finally time for Inters. The game says in our telemetry tool, the game says it is light rain. Light rain. And then it would be Mark Ainlay, the next one to win the race. How big would that be? Mark Ainlay on his final race of the L2S League. He said he will leave us sadly after this season. He would win the race on his last day with us. My goodness. That would be a monstrous goodbye gift from the L2S League. And he really looks faster than an official, and they collide. There was some debris flying off. Who was it? It was an end plate of Mark Ainlay. That will not work in his favor. John Bunter needs to stay within a gap of 3 seconds. Then Bunter would be given the race win. I mean, if official wouldn't stay in P1, of course. And now Ainlay goes through on the inside. Chris Thum is out of the race. He ruined it in the second half of the race. And Ainlay should now be able to run away, even though he has front wing damage. But on the Inters he looks like so much faster, especially as official has very old softs. And now Bunter, John Bunter. Let's have a look about the penalty situation again. And Bellox is now in 7th. Bellox in 7th. That would save Cunha. Penalty situation. Mark Ainlay has 6 seconds. This is the retire car of Chris Thum, still coming out of the pit lane stupidly. And Ainlay, where was he? Ainlay has 6 seconds of penalty, so official must stay inside a 6 gap window. That should be possible for this half lap remaining. And Bunter then even would be ranked ahead. Would he be? No, he would not be ranked ahead of Mark Ainlay. Bunter will stay then in 3rd. DRS disabled. This is a sign for rain to come. Yes, Hamza, it definitely is a epic season finale. The championship is already given and taken, but the rest behind is very open. I couldn't even get my calculator out. I have it next to me, but I didn't have a chance to calculate all the stuff that's whens and ifs. For the moment, Mark Ainlay in his last race has won it for 3.5 seconds, and then official is the official race winner of our final in season 2. Mark Ainlay in 2nd, John Bunter 3rd. What will Bellox do? What is Bellox doing? He is sitting in 8th with his penalties. He will stay in 8th. Bellox in 8th. Bellox was last. Bellox was on the podium. Bellox finishes in 8th, and that saves Dean Cunha just by 3 points. But our admin and host is safe for Tier 1 again next year. How close it was, but that is just what we want, isn't it, boys? We want these kind of races, unpredictable and exciting until the very last turn. Yeah, so the Mark Ainlay farewell victory. Almost. Just one penalty was in his way in the end. And there we see the dancing official with his end racism overall taking the final victory of season 2. Just ahead of the farewell 2nd position Mark Ainlay. So this is a final result after penalties. Official has won it ahead of Mark Ainley and John Bunter. In fourth then Jimmy O, that makes him win the battle for P12 overall. Fifth Cassufran, 6 Landerbot, 7 Slayer, even getting himself a few points in the end. With 5 pit stops for Slayer, and he even scored 6 points. In 8th then, Bellox just fell short. Such a good race, but just not enough in the end. Chappie in 9th, Ryan Van Doom in P10. He sadly will have to wave goodbye to Tier 1 too. To Tier 1. Then Aces vs Kings in 11, Laurencio in 12, Chris Tam, DNF in 13, likewise DNF to Infamous, Moshatit and Dean Cunha. My goodness me, what an intense last race of a really great second season of L2S. Quality racing, exciting events, and I was very happy to be with you boys, not only today but the whole season. How fast can 11 weeks go by? Incredible. Thanks for being with us tonight and the whole season. I hope you will be with us again as soon as we kick off Season 3. We will have one Thursday of break and then return to the action on the first week of May. This should be May the 6th then. Tier 2 always starts at 7 PM UK time, 8 PM Continental, and Tier 1 then 9 PM UK, 10 PM Continental. My stream always goes online 5 to 10 minutes before. If you want to be notified when the next L2S race starts, just hit the subscribe button and you will get a notification from YouTube. I sincerely hope to see you all boys back in the next season, in Season 3 then. Until then, have a nice week of break, have a nice weekend now just ahead. And I hope every one of you will stay safe in these times. And keep racing!